Kia ora, I'm Casey.
I'm Patty.
Man, we're getting good at that.
Mm-hmm.
So good at that. Today is day...
13. Is it?
Nah, is it? Nah, 14.
14.
Day 14 of the 25-day mental health challenge. Today, we had a really good day. We had a really good morning.
Great.
Everything. We got to talk to Patty's twin. Because Patty's got a twin.
Twin.
So we got to talk to her. We had to say hello to Pat's mum, seeing the cuzzy. So it was like a really good day. We start mahi in a couple. Well, Patty starts mahi soon. Then I start in 4 hours. So it's all a bit laxed out, everything like that. But today we're over halfway of our 25-day mental health challenge, bringing awareness to mental health and letting everyone know it's okay not to be okay. I was nominated by my cousin Cora Hoods. Actually, I wasn't nominated by my cousin Cora Hoods. I think I already told you this.
Tell the people.
What I had seen is I had seen my cousin Hoods going through, and she had already started the challenge, and we had gone through all of our stuff. We were in the Gold Coast, and I remember watching her stuff, and it inspired me to want to talk about my issues around mental health. So I had actually, and I only just let Patrice know this the other day, I had actually messaged her on Messenger and was just like, tomorrow can you nominate me and Pat's, because I think that we have something that we can share that can help people the way that she helped us. So thank you, Hoods, for nominating us and making it look like it was a challenge, because that really got Patty on board and stuff like that. And then when I told her, she was even a lot more happier about it, right?
Yeah, of course, because then it means talking.
Yeah. So that was it. Cora Hoods, she's doing the same thing. Jump on her page. I always tag her in it anyway, so jump on her page, have a look at her kōrero, because a lot of the stuff that she talks about resonates a lot with me, and helped me to come out and talk about this. And even by a lot of conversations that we're having with our whānau and our friends, we know that it's helping them too. So yeah, today I wanted to talk about the phrase "I love you." So first I'll ask you, what does that phrase mean to you? How do you feel about it? And what did that phrase look like growing up for you?
I love you. Because we talked about this a little bit just before we did this video, and not that we didn't grow up with like I love yous and stuff like that. We just never said it like to each other, like, and it used to make me super awkward.
Did you feel loved though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. It just was, I think from my parents, I didn't need the I love you. I thought, but when I would say it, it kind of felt, I don't know, a bit awkward.
Yeah. Was it something that was like
because
commonly used all the time?
No.
Did you see?
No, definitely not. Like, I didn't see a lot of people saying I love you, but I mean, it's not like, I mean, I still felt it from my parents.
That's good.
But I never used it, and I still, really only in the last few months I started using it. But even just I love yous, it always made me awkward.
Yeah, I think that's the same. That is definitely the same with me and my upbringing. Like, I don't remember using it a lot, and I don't remember it being said to me a lot. And even coming up into like my teens and being a little bit older, I still didn't remember. Like, I remember like sitting there and being like, you'll see your cousins or your aunties and uncles and stuff that you haven't seen in ages. You go and give them a kiss and a hug and like, how are you, blah, 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 and everything. But it was just like, we never said that. Even with like my brothers and sisters, I'm one of 9, so there's like 9 of us, but I don't remember saying that as a young kid, or it being said to me as a young kid, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Only until it became like later in life, I remember using those words and being like, I love you, because I seen like other people say it.
Yes. But
I didn't know what the feeling was. I didn't know what the feeling of I love you was.
Yeah, because where we worked, there'd be a lot of our workmates that would be like, oh, I love you, and I don't know if they meant it or not, but for me to say it back was like always hard, and I'll be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would look so awkward, and even if they didn't mean it, just that whole
word of love, I think to me it was just like,
you have to love someone to like say
even, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you even say that? So I remember growing up and I didn't really have much love, I guess, in my heart of what I know what love is now. I think when I think about actually loving someone or something,
oh yeah,
I would have to, the first time of it was probably you. To actually sit down and think of someone that I fully actually loved in this, I don't know, capacity? But I don't even want to be trying.
God, you always have to say one of those words.
Is you, and that was like probably one of the easiest ways to say I love you.
Yeah. But that kind of opened us up to love as well.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wait, you know who else? I just thought about it. The only person I know and knew that used to say I love you or love you guys was always Shannon, my brother.
Yeah.
He's
and that doesn't surprise me because he's one of those people that are just like loves life, loves everything, and really is into us, like, you know, us, his family, his wife and stuff like that. The way that, like, I'll sit down and I'll talk with him and he just loves your mum, your brother, your sister, all of you, or brothers, sisters, all of you guys, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's a perfect example of someone that would just say like I love yous, because he does do that all the time. He just like has it 24/7. Yeah, that's a really good example. But no, for me, like, even my brothers and sisters, we never really said it until it was like later in life. Yeah. And so that reminded me, actually yesterday, my one of my cousins had put up on our post that we come from this generation of harden up or shut up. Yeah. And I remember that growing up. I remember, like, you couldn't cry. You couldn't have, like, if something had happened and you wanted to cry, it's just, what are you crying for? I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah. If you keep crying. So we didn't have any emotion, remember? Yeah. And we didn't really, I was scared to, like, to have emotion, to have that feeling of loving something, because I was scared that I was going to lose it and then get that sad emotion back. Yeah. And that will remind me of, like, don't you cry. Yeah. I'll give you something to cry about.
So we had, like, this going away lunch for one of our workmates. And, like, she was super sad and she was crying and her face was like, oh, and she was, like, bawling her eyes out. And me and Casey, we're sitting there like, she is, like, not shy to cry. And then you look around the room and there's so many other people.
Everyone else is crying.
But they're just, like, openly like, oh, like, they've just got that cry face on, and you're just like,
we just look at each other like,
are just like, well, if we cry, we, like, straight one tear coming. Like, that's how.
A little shaky lip, but anything more shakier than that is, what are you crying about? You don't have nothing to cry about. What are you doing? Yeah. And that was, like, I feel like that was, like, instilled in us as, well, in me, I can't say us because I don't know your story, but that was instilled in me at a young age. Like, I felt like it wasn't okay to have those emotions of, or showing. No, it was okay to have them, but you just couldn't show it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we didn't, I don't remember hearing I love you or anything like that. I remember hearing it like from my dad. I remember hearing that, like me and him, even young, we used to have like all of these like really deep conversations like what we have now. And at the end of it being like, I love you. He was someone that I was always with my mum because they had broken up, but I was always with my mum, I know, but I felt closer to my dad because of the conversations that we would have.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that he said, I love you, yeah, and stuff like that. And he still does it now, which is really cute. But yeah, that's like crazy. And I think that like that little bit of things growing up affected my life, like probably teens, of not knowing that feeling.
Yeah.
And so not knowing what love is and not knowing how to show it.
It just wasn't
or
open.
how to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what makes it like awkward. I remember Pat, like we would go and visit her sister, a twin, and then I'll go like, hey, go give like a little hug, and then I look over, they're just like, hey man. And I was like, that's your twin, like embrace your twin, embrace your sister, give them a hug. And Pat's just like, we don't do that.
Like it's one of those things where we were just like, yeah, but we know we don't have to show it.
Yeah.
But then that was like really with, well, not really, it was just mostly with her, like we don't have to hug or anything like that because we should already know. But I think sometimes it would be a little bit nice, eh?
Yeah, I reckon it would be way nice. Like the way that when I get to see my brothers and sisters, I'm just like, I love these guys, man. We have like a kiss and a hug. Tia, she gives the biggest, yummiest, coolest hugs, like, you know what I mean. And my brothers and stuff, we don't kiss and hug, but we do like the handshake and the what's up, gee, like, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I love now, being an adult, that I can go see my brothers, see my sisters, give them a hug, message like, oh, love you guys. Like, even though like my little brother boss, he his partner, they've been together longer than what we've been together. But she messaged the other night, she's just like, oh, you know, just thinking of you guys, hope you know that, you know, we miss you guys and love yous and stuff like that. And it's like, man, I love yous too. But that's like, you know, that's kind of like indirectly saying it to my brother too, but still cute.
Yeah. Because sometimes we're like, oh, that's gay.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Stuff. And that's it though, like, I remember that's another thing that we're having. Like, if we were to go and be like, and embrace, like, even my brothers, if they go say like something, you'd be like, nah, you'll get all nah, we'll go over to Dad's, because Dad always would be like, go over, give them a kiss and a hug, like on the thing, and they'll always like pull away and be like, they're like, nah man, I'm not gay, and then I'll be like, oh, you're gay, like stuff like that. Like, it's like something that's really bad. That's another word, like saying, I love you, hardly been said, but when that was showing, it was just like, nah, you're gay.
Yeah.
You're gay for even saying I love you. You gay bird. Like, you know, that's what it would say. So that obviously would have affected growing up.
Or even showing like a lot of emotion.
Yeah, or like, affection or something like, fuck, that's like gay ass. Like something like that. So
yeah.
Far out. We're like thinking back on these stories of like growing up, like it's kind of sad.
It's so sad.
But I'm glad that we can be here. Sorry, I spat.
Well, there's a bubble on there.
I'm glad that we can be in this space and time, that we can stop that we can be the generation that stops the harden up or shut up.
Yeah.
Because I know when we have kids, I'm just gonna let them cry, let them be emotional,
you know,
let them be outspoken.
Yeah, my little brother and sister, who aren't little, but when they were younger, they used to cry openly all the time, and I used to be like, can you guys get them to shut up? Like, I used to think that, but they just used to let them, and they used to always tell them, just get it out, just say what you want to say, just feel what you want to feel, and then I'll be like, oh, but I want it to stop. Like, that's what I used to think, but now that I think about it, That's how I want my kids to be.
That sounds
To be
really
so
good, though.
open and just like get all your emotions out. And
no, because you know what, I had this convo with Offs the other day, and she was talking about how, and I totally agree with her, because like we would have an opinion, something will happen to us or whatever from like someone from a generation above us, and we'll be like, oh hell no, don't you talk to me like that, like, or that was like so wrong, I'm just gonna go tell them. But we were always told to just like, no, shush, just leave it, it's nothing. But it's just like, you know what, when I have kids, I'm gonna tell them, if someone does something bad to you, you just like straight up stick up for yourself. Because like, to tell someone to shush because they might hurt someone else's feelings, but that person just hurt my feelings, is probably the worst thing that you could do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just for her to like, to give empowerment back to our kids, to be like, but not be dicks though, they can't be a dick, but like give empowerment to their voice, to be like, yeah, I understand that you went through that, or that happened, you need to stick up for yourself.
yeah.
Where's the story going? We don't even know. It always happens. But this is supposed to be an I love you. What does that mean to you? What does that phrase mean to you? How did it affect you? Stuff like that. And then it was supposed to go into an appreciation post. So whether that happened or not, I don't know. We're still going to post it up, hopefully. But we also wanted to pay appreciation to everyone that's helped us over these last few months.
Yeah.
To get out of what we're getting out of, to get out of that rough patch that we went through with our depression, my depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts. We wanted just to thank everyone. We're halfway through this challenge.
Yes, we are.
There's a few people that I definitely want to thank, with my sisters, Cora and Tia, for just always being there. Just always being there, being my sisters, loving me for whatever it is, always being there when I need like $50, $1,000, $1,300,
2,000.
So I want to thank you guys, my cousin Cora, just for everything. Like, you can tell that she knew that we were going through some shit back there. Like, I already knew that she knew that we were going through some shit back there, and she was just like messaging us, oh hey, how you doing, is everything okay? I may not have replied to everything, but just know that it meant the world to me that happened.
Yeah.
To us. Our friends back in Canberra, especially Cass and Gabby, you guys were like our pillars. They kept us sane, that like had those deep conversations with us when we needed it. And we're just always there. And Cassie, you know, you
we're
brought
shy
a
to
big,
get in our business.
yeah, it is. And Cass brought a crew with her, and just to the crew, we love you guys too. Shannon and Mel, we love you guys for taking us in, and the kids.
Yes.
And especially Shan for just being like that hype guy for us, that like #1 supporter. He's just always supportive of everything we do. Like, he's just like, oh, she want to do it? Yeah. Oh, she go get it. Like,
it'll be a bit silly, and he'll be, no, you got this.
Yeah. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, I got this. But you know, that kind of support system is like something that we really need right now.
Yeah.
Everyone that's been messaging us, calling us, and talking and opening up about their
that's
depression,
been the
anxiety,
biggest, because there's a lot
helped.
of people that I'd
Heaps.
never thought,
Yeah. That we just love, and we love that we can help in some sort of way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank yous, and we love yous, all of yous. We might have missed some, but you know, that's just
off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head. My cousin Nuffy, I love you. Auntie Bungie, I love you.
I love you.
I love my brothers and sisters, my mum and dad, all of you guys. Your brothers and sisters, your mum and dad, everyone, all the cousins. We love you guys. Have a good week. Day, weekend.